So, I think I asked but I forget if I get a PlayStation we gonna bring the Bottle Cap Boys back for a bit? Maybe I'll try it again. But not really on the top of my list of games that are even fun. I spent a year giving the game a chance. They fail. We put a lot of hours into that game. I had over 300 hours on 2 different characters. The best part of the game is building a house, and I can do that on other games.
That doesn't add up at all. Just been checking inventory around here.
We had like 1500 hours at least.
What's going on?
out! To bring the lightning! Watch me go!
What do you want?
Smell that sea breeze. A fine day for commerce, isn't it?
Have you heard that King Lelorian has returned? He's going to lead the Fighters Guild now.
Fightclaw! Terrible news! Lady Arabelle has succumbed to some unknown malady. She's upstairs in bed waiting for you.
Welcome back, dear. And wipe that expression off your face. I'm not dead yet.
Lady Arabelle.
I want to hear all about your conversations. Poison, I should think. The note was suspiciously vague about that. If I hadn't been tired of thinking about how can that be? Duchess Alea assured me she had retaken control. Everything is still exactly where I left it. More often than you might just guess.
Lady Arabelle is fortunate that Zaji sent for me, and not one of the Society of the Steadfast's Menders. This poison smells slightly of garlic, and has all the earmarks of a druidic compound, but its effects remind me— No. But I have given Lady Arabelle a tincture that will keep her stable and slow— Just what Lady Arabelle asked.
Any distinctive markings on the bottle, dear? You must be my eyes and ears on this, dear. Tell me what you've discovered. Oh, I really hate being so impotent. Ravonna tells me her tincture defers the worst effects of the poison, but I still feel weak. Let me guess, the 571 vintage. I'd be hard-pressed to refuse such an exquisite wine. Ashcroft's Fine Goods and Imports. Oh, ask for Fillion Ashcroft, the
Welcome to Ashcroft's Fine Goods and Imports. I am Fillion let me see. Yes, a fine vintage. Very fine indeed. I may have sold a bottle or two recently, but I don't make a habit. What? I had no idea! Lady Arabelle is one of my best customers. I swear on my reputation, that wine left this shop unaltered. In fact, I only made one sale that included this particular vintage recently. It was a rather large... Oh, this is awkward. Castle Navir Seneschal placed the order, claimed he needed to replenish the cellars for Duchess Alea, and demanded I sell back the wine I had purchased from them. That exact vintage, to be
Let's ride.
Hero of the sisters, you're always...
Lady Arabelle's assistant? How good to see you again. But I don't remember your name on my schedule. Do tell. Well, go ahead. After everything you've done for the people of the archipelago, you've earned the right to be... Lady Arabelle poisoned? Is she all right? But what was that about wine? I haven't placed any orders recently. Again? I thought my knights ran them off after that terrible business with my brother. Thank you for bringing me the news. I'll send a battalion to deal with them right away. Did he? Well, I want the Ascendant Lord brought to justice, the same as you. That wine that poisoned Lady Arabelle, was it a Dufort Singular Amber, vintage 571? I received a similar gift this morning. The Knight Commander insisted that the anonymous gift be tested before I consumed so much as a drop. It's in her private chamber, waiting for one of my handmaidens to come by and taste it. There's not much to say. It arrived without fanfare, with an anonymous note. The vintage was my father's. We depleted our own store. What do you think? Did someone send me the same gift that poisoned poor Lady Arabelle? As we discussed, and you no doubt noticed, the letter was unsigned. My Knight Commander insisted on Hold on. Earlier you mentioned that the shopkeep claimed that my seneschal placed an order for a large amount of wine. While we did no such thing, one of my sentries informed me that a courier had arrived with an unscheduled delivery. Then your answer may be right outside. Someone has gone to a lot of trouble to try and remove both myself and Lady Arabelle. To sow confusion and weaken House Dufort, of course. And to further, I fear we'll find...
Are you from the castle? Can I finally make my delivery and be done with this damn job? Ashcrofts? No. Some hooded figures hired me to take some crates to an isolated spot up north. That's where I met another hooded figure. He helped unload my wagon, gave me the crates for Castle Navir, and told me to make the delivery. No names. Just enough gold to make me not want to ask any questions. You did hear me say we were in an isolated location, right? But if it helps, they were definitely wearing armor under their hooded cloaks. Knight armor. Right below the cliffs of Garrick's Rest. Look, I know how all this sounds, but I needed this job. Courier work has been hard to come by since the trouble here and on Galen. All I know is I deliver...
Fiveclaw! Zaji has found you! Lady Arabelle wasn't improving, so Zaji went to find Druid Rivana. Do not worry, Fiveclaw. Casca stands guard at Mandrake Manor. Instead of giving this one more medicine, Rivana sent me to find you. Druid Rivana wants you to come to her workshop right away. Do you know where it is? That makes sense.
Ah, there you are. I hope you've had more success than I, my friend. I thought that I'd be able to replicate an antidote using some of the old recipes in my ancient herbal apothecary. That's just it. I identified the various plants, root, stem, and leaf, but they aren't those plants. Not exactly. Neither did I, at least not at first. But after careful study, I can see that someone with extensive agricultural knowledge created new and more potent versions of the rare plants used to prepare the poison. Garrick's Rest. Strange magic saturates the wildlife around those ruins. If that's the source of the poison, I'll need samples to craft an antidote. We'll need to proceed carefully once we get to Garrick's Rest. If we are dealing with a powerful druid, that sounds like the tincture I...
Let's go fast!
Big mistake.
Well done. Now's our chance. I have sealed the fissure for good. Great work, but questions still remain. I shall return to my order and report all that has happened. Until we meet again.
Let's ride!
Sister, we can't just threaten everyone into becoming druids. We need these good folks to appreciate the work.
Friend, look. It appears something heavy was dragged up and down this hill recently. A door. That's definitely where whatever made the marks came from. Be careful. I don't think we're alone down here.
You were amazing.
The Ascendant Order has been hiding here for a while. Lord Bakara was right to be concerned.
You want to die?
Take a look at that pile of paper. The Ascendant Lord is recruiting disillusioned druids after the events on Galen. Insidious.
Don't mess with us.
Those must be the crates the courier delivered. Check the labels. Those were intended for Steadfast Manor. Why deliver them here? Society of the Steadfast Armor. With that, the Ascendant Order could impersonate Steadfast Knights.
The Three Banners was long.
Feels good to get the blood pumping, right?
Over on that table. The Ascendant Lord gave clear orders to this druid alchemist. We need to find that garden. Is that a key over there? We didn't expect the Ascendant Order. We know that the Ascendant armor that the Ascendant Order can use, and I assume the key. That door. See if the key we found will unlock it. A druid alchemist's workshop. Let's look around.
Intruders, here's how we deal with pests in my garden.
That's what I was looking for. A sister's cave bloom. But with these, I should be able to craft an antidote. What did you find over there? I gathered enough of the plant to craft an antidote for Lady Arabelle. She will soon be on her way to a full recovery. That's a shard of the green. I've never seen an Now we...
This is gonna be fun.
Progress is slow, but steady.
That will be all, Sentry. But what's this? A druid and Lady Arabelle's assistant.
Forgive the intrusion, Captain. My friend will explain.
What brings a druid and Lady Arabelle's most trusted assistant to Steadfast Manor? I'm afraid Lord Bacaro is still on Galen, leading the relief efforts there. Interesting. I was informed that those crates were lost at sea, but I suspected there was more going on than a simple accident. Add to that the minor thefts and intruders my knights keep running off, it seems the Ascendant Order has targeted us. You say you found this with the Ascendant Order? That's one of Lord Bacaro's most prized possessions. He usually keeps it down in the cellars with his collection of trinkets from his adventuring days. Those thieves were bolder, claiming the Society provides aid to those in need. But it's evident that the Ascendant Order stole from us. You're Lady Arabelle's investigator. Would you check the cellars and help me determine how those thieves got past our... Take this key. It will open the door to the cellars. Just follow the path to the north toward the dock. If the Ascendant Order is... The Society of the Steadfast's primary charter involves providing relief to those unfortunate enough to be caught up in war or disaster. Galen was recently rocked by both brutal assaults and... Not officially, no. But Lord Bacaro tells me everything. I handle the day-to-day workings of the Society of the Steadfast and command our small contingent of knights.
That empty sconce. See the druids? Just as I suspected, a hidden door. Let's see what other secrets this manor is hiding. Leading deeper beneath the manor. Let's see what Lord Bacaro is hiding down here. A druid circle. And an ancient one by the looks of it. I want to get a closer look. This place feels sacred. Ain't somewhere beneath Steadfast Manor. But if you're asking what purpose it serves, I'm not sure. But stones as old as these, they hold memories. More often than not, places such as this are forgotten for a reason. Let's see what else we can... powerful spirits often guard locations such as this. Be careful. Down there. Let's get a closer look. Those carvings. Definitely druidic.
The Guard certainly needs more recruits. But who thought that Martin Dachu would make a good soldier?
That armor. It looks just like the Ascendant Lord, doesn't it? What's the connection here? Why does the Ascendant Order care about this place? What? But Lord Bacaro is a man of peace. Why secretly control the... So he helped foster the conflicts on Galen, then stepped in to help with the Steadfast after the dust settled. All while making alliances with the victors. Let me see that. Could this be accurate? Could Lord Bacaro be a direct descendant of Druid? Do you see? That's a stylized rendition of the Ivy Throne, with the Druid King's regalia, the crown, staff, and... So, Lord Bacaro... In and of themselves, the regalia have no innate power. They're symbols, nothing more. However, the dream of Kasserine. The Druids of the Archipelago have debated its meaning since it was first uttered so long. The prophecy holds deep significance for Druids. We've been waiting for its promise to manifest for a long, long time. Captain Marguerite's reputation is impeccable, and she seemed unaware of all this. But the...
off!
Lucanalda! They're back. Friend, give my lovely
you're back! Were my directions helpful? Did you manage to find everything? Oh, you're amazing! You really did it! Now it's up to me to... Give me a moment to mix up just a little to test. Here, Hilgrim, give this a try. You're already drunk.
Maybe a bit more spice.
Perfect. That'll do nicely.
Doesn't seem like I'm getting much done.
Lol.
Lady Arabelle, drink this. It will neutralize the poison. We discovered the source of the poison, and... something more. Our friend will tell you.
I knew you wouldn't let me down. Tell me what you uncovered, dear. Ugh. Couldn't you have added a touch of cinnamon or honey to this, Ravana? No, the poison must have affected my hearing. Did you say Lord Bacaro is the Ascendant Lord? How can that be? He sponsored the peace talks. He started the society. Looking at things from this perspective puts the delays and how the Ascendant Order has managed to stay one step ahead of us in a very different light. I feel better already. Well done, dear Ravana. As for this business about the Druid King, I read the reports from Galen. We've been hesitant for too long, unsure of where the next attack would come from. I can't in good conscience start the peace talks while the Ascendant Lord, the man I knew as Lord Bacaro, is out there doing who knows what. I'm afraid I need your help again, my friend. Then we must assume that Count Stefan and Druid Laurel are in danger. If Lord Bacaro truly believes he's the heir to the Ivy Throne of the Druids, he'll stop at nothing to get his way. Druid Ravana and I will get Zaji to sail us to Galen. While we collect the staff from the Stonelore Circle, I want you to go to Count Stefan and protect. I'll leave Captains Colleen and Suzo to guard the Alliance leaders while we go to Galen.
I thought our troubles were over after all the death and destruction, but something worse is coming, Feda.
I feel it too, like a dark storm on the horizon.
Search the castle. If there are more rogue knights, I want them in chains.
We routed them from the library, but I'll make sure nothing was damaged or stolen.
I'm glad to see you again, friend. I just wish your arrival didn't coincide with another crisis. A contingent of knights from the Society of the Steadfast entered the castle. Not in and of itself a concern, we are allies after. She discovered them ransacking the library. They attacked her, but she was able to fend them off and summon help. My knights routed the Ascendant Order. The rogue knights that gave you trouble back on High Isle. What would they be seeking in my castle? Those imposters must have been looking for the Druid King's crown. Come, we need to check the library at once. And later I want to hear more about your accusations concerning Lord Bacaro. I assumed it would be safe enough locked in a case in the library until I could make other arrangements. We had no reason to believe the relics were in danger. Besides, I only returned to the castle a moment before you arrived. At the docks preparing to receive Lord Bacaro's ship and the relief supplies he promised. It never arrived. I suppose that was all part of the ruse based on what you just told me. Now, the library is this way. Damn their eyes, they ransacked the place. Let's see if the case is still here.
You're too late, fools. The crown belongs to the Ascendant Order now.
No, the case is empty. But how do they know to search the library, let alone behind the shelves? They stole the crown right out of my own castle. How is this possible? You said Lord Bacaro is behind this. I think you better tell me what— If you go back far enough, most Bretons have a druid hiding somewhere in their bloodline, but so many records have been lost. How could he be certain? Regardless, why the ruse with the peace talks and the Ascendant Order? So Bacaro was behind it all. The attempts on the lives of the Alliance leaders, the death of the Archdruids of Reval and my father. Wait, Druid Laurel! The staff, Laurel and Free, are in danger! Orlaith may have believed in a new age, but Bacaro is leading us toward the Green Scourge. King Kasserain's prophecy of the return of the Druid King. It predicts two possibilities. Either an era of peace and harmony, or a time of nature run amok. Go to Glimmertarn and make sure Laurel and the staff are safe. I'll gather what knights I can spare. See if Captain Siravain is a mercenary, but she and her Gilded Blade proved themselves trustworthy against the Dread Sails and the Fire Song. Since then, we've been paying her to help with the relief efforts. We needed every ship we could hire. I won't know until I ask. And if she refuses, you'll still have House Mornard at your side in the battle to come. Now hurry, my friend. Go make sure this—
Think this castle's haunted.
Oh!
Druidkin! Oh, thank Ifray you're here. Something terrible has happened. This way!
I never knew Tamriel could look like this.
Lord Bacaro betrayed us. He took the Druid King's staff. Please, speak to Druid Laurel.
Rotten damnation! Lord Bacaro and a contingent of steadfast knights arrived with their usual crates of supplies. He took me aside. Blight it all. But I did just what you'd expect. He's our ally. We tried to resist, but we were no match for his knights. Then Bacaro displayed the regalia, proclaimed himself the— As soon as I explained what happened, Lady Arabelle and her companions went after Bacaro. I told them we saw him leading Free toward Ifray's path. How should I know how that blighter thinks? Lady Arabelle told me that he's the Ascendant Lord, which now makes sense. As soon as he revealed his treachery, his knight— I'm not sure. Other than Orlaith, no one else has ever attempted to claim the title. At least not to my knowledge. Is it enough to just possess the regalia? In every way. Everything I know tells me the Druid King can command nature. Wield it like a tool or a weapon. If the title is taken by force, The prophecy tells us it begins an age of destruction. It's from the dream of Kasserine, the prophecy of the Druid King. One choice, one will, one binding word shall bless or scourge all lands. The blessing of the Green Reward, or the curse of the Green Scourge. One ushers in an age of harmony with nature. The other predicts a world. The Druids have argued about that for generations. From what you found at Ivyheim, it's clear Kasserine believed the reward would come when the Circles reunited and selected a new king, while a usurper would summon the Scourge. A tyrant like Bacaro. How should I know how that blighter thinks?
We lost Bacaro in Ifre's path. Lady Arabelle is still out there.
Thank you, Nairon. The Druidkin and I will take it from here. This is the trail they took into Ifre's path. Over there. That's one of Lady Arabelle's companions.
Five Claw! Oh, thank the moons! The others followed Lord Bacaro. Go and help them. Lady Arabelle is very brave. Zaji decided to wait out here for you, Five Claw. Yes, Zaji waited to direct you. It is easy to get lost in such places. Oh, thank you, Five Claw. Zaji will go back to the Druid village and wait for you there. Look for...
They went this way. Look, that's the giant cat that accompanied Lady Arabelle.
Good to smell you, Five Claw. Rivanna thinks Rivanna told me to wait here. She wanted to make sure that Druid Laurel or whoever came after us knew where to go. She doesn't know what They headed west and followed Bacaro into Ifre's path. Bacaro left some knights behind to slow us down, but I took care of them. Did you happen to see Zaji on your way? Now that you're here, I'll head back too. I could be more helpful at the Druid village than in a cramped cavern. You might not believe this, but sometimes my size can be a hindrance. Just make sure...
The ruins on the western wall of the Hollow. That's got to be where everyone headed.
Let's go.
There's a druid ahead.
Lady Arabelle followed them through that door.
Watching you harvest is exciting. I can't wait to see what you're going... Lady Arabelle said you'd find us. Told me to wait here and point the way. She followed Bacaro. Just speculation, really. Ifre's path is a sacred place, and such locations contain power if you know how to draw upon it. The Stonelore Circle, at least, will never accept his claim. Not unless forced to. Not to mention the Three Alliances. Bakaro is going to need more than the regalia and his small army of knights to accomplish his ultimate goal. To rule. She's definitely on the mend, but she should be resting. Running after the so-called Ascendant Lord can be hazardous to her condition in a number of ways.
All these plants were recently torn away. This door must have been hidden for ages. That's Lady Arabelle. What's she doing?
Careful, dears, and watch where you step. Now don't be alarmed, dear, but I happen to have stepped where I shouldn't have. I suppose I owe Druid Ravana an apology. A pressure plate, I think. Some sort of trap put here who knows when, and by who knows who. That can wait, though. I followed Lord Bakaro in here. He met the nature spirit? Yes, they were here. I couldn't quite tell if they were a prisoner or not. Bakaro did say he needed them to talk to Y'ffre's path, whatever that means. You need to go after them, my dear. Oh, I agree. But that's not going to be done quickly. And as long as I remain in place, we are all perfectly safe. You go on ahead. Druid Laurel can stay here and help me disarm this insidious contraption.
Don't move, Lady Arabelle. Let me see what I can do.
Not a muscle, dear lady. Go, my friend. Find Bakaro and free.
Don't let them reach the ritual site! Ascending Knight! Firesong ally!
Do not do this.
Obey your king, Sower. The spirit here will awaken and do my bidding. The prophecy demands it.
Oh yeah, that felt good.
You would oppose me, my friend.
Nicely done.
We shall start by punishing the Stone Lord. Servant of Y'ffre, come forth! Obey your king. Destroy the Stone Law Circle and their allies. The reign of the Druid King begins here. Kill the intruders.
Bet they weren't expecting that.
Bakaro, you coward!
Interesting. An old druidic summoning chamber.
Damn my clumsiness. If not for the fact that we were delayed by that trap, we could have been here to help you with that creature. Then maybe... I assume this was at least in part a test of sorts, to see if he could actually call forth a spirit and command it. Plus, he wanted to prove to his followers somewhere he can further strengthen and...
These carvings tell an interesting story. Take a look, my friend. Examine the carvings. This carving shows the Druid King binding a spirit into Mount Firesong. This carving depicts the spirit slumbering within the volcano. See the Druid King's regalia? This carving indicates a possible future. See how the spirit awakens and the volcano erupts? It's a warning.
I always say, when someone...
Ancient druids called upon the spirits of the green at their own peril. Only the Druid King was ever, like so much of the ancient knowledge that remains. These carvings are open to interpretation. Obviously, we can see the spirits of the green. Very much so. And the spirit must be extremely powerful due to how sacred Mount Firesong is. I think that's what the final carving tells us. I think Bakaro plans to call forth the spirit of Mount Firesong with the Druid King's regalia. With a spirit of that magnitude, the armies of Tamriel won't stand a chance. Go to Vastir, and tell Stefan to prepare his ships. We must go.
If we're going to stop Bakaro, we're going to need help. Go to Castle Mornard and rally Count Stefan's knights. I'll make sure the rest of us are ready.
Magister Irin never let me watch him do this. It's so interesting. I have to break away.
I thought our troubles were over after all the death and destruction, but something worse is coming, Feda.
I feel it too. Like a dark storm on the horizon.
I'm worried, Feda. I don't think Galen's troubles are over.
The druids never seem to wipe their feet.
hope you'll reconsider. This threat endangers us all.
The Gilded Blades aren't mercenaries to call on to clean up your mess, Count Stefan.
My knights are ready, but Captain Siravane isn't convinced she wants to join us in this particular fight. But never mind that. Is Druid Laurel all right? Is the Sacred Staff safe? Damn it all to oblivion. At least Laurel is all right. I've assembled what knights I can spare, but we could really use Siravane and the Gilded Blades. Maybe you can convince her to help. I'd appreciate it. I've been banging my head against that particular wall for hours now. Remind her that if Lord Bacaro takes control of the archipelago, any safe ports she has on Galen will evaporate like a drop of water in a hot skillet.
I can never get enough of the food you landbound eat. It's so delicious. The Lordling sent you over to convince me to help, didn't he? My answer is the same. And that concerns me how, exactly? If druids want a king or not, that's their business, not mine. Just because our purposes aligned once doesn't mean we'll sail side by side forever, mercenary. We both wanted Narlos dead, and now he is. That was a win for both of us. I'd need a more compelling reason to risk my crew. That is certainly something I hadn't considered. I do like the safe haven that the Lordling has provided us with. And what was that about allies? Bacaro is working with the Fire Song? All right, you convinced me. My ship is yours, for now.
I knew you'd come around, Siravane. Let's meet at the Vastir docks.
City of Vastir. Vastir, Vastir, Galen shining gem, Vastir, Vastir, rise above the waves, Vastir, Vastir, hear its melody, Vastir, Vastir, city with a song. Go have a drink at the Jaded or not.
It's good to see you, dear. And is that Count Stefan? Glad House Mornard could join us, Your Excellency. Captain Zaji's ship is ready to sail. Next stop, Ifalon. Laurel, Ravana, and I talked during the voyage. If Lord Bacaro truly means to awaken the spirit of the volcano, he's going to need to do it from inside Mount Firesong. And since he knows we're coming, he'll throw everything he has in our way. Sleight of hand, my dear. Count Stefan and Captain Siravane landed farther up the beach. While our allies draw attention at the main entrance, you and I will... Laurel wasn't sure, but she thinks she remembers a cave to the right of the main entrance. Let's search around.
The Ascendant Order's forces pulled back to the main entrance into the mountain. Siravane and her pirates went after them.
I'm gonna show off a little.
These Ascendant Order barnacles are cowards. They flee at the first sign of a worthy opponent.
The spot Laurel mentioned should be just ahead. The cave Laurel suggested. It must be behind those vines. This tunnel cuts deep into the mountain. Hopefully it will lead us to Lord Bacaro. Firesong Druids, proceed with caution, dear.
The Druid King calls forth the spirit of the volcano. Soon, our enemies will perish in lava and flame.
Bacaro has started. We have to hurry. The lava is rising. Bakaro has started. We have to hurry. Look over there. That's Druid Laurel's nature spirit. We have to help him.
Don't stop, my brothers and sisters. The spirit of the volcano stirs.
Spirit has awakened. Wind vortex.
This is so much
Keep them
better
back
than
while I
reading.
sing.
The lava is rising. We don't have much time.
You're dangerous, huh?
No, friends! Step into the wind vortex. Bakaro wields the regalia. He commands the spirit to awaken, and now the volcano awakens too.
Lord Bakaro truly is insane. Stay with Free, my friend. I need to warn the others.
The false king is farther up the mountain. I will help in any way I can. Ancient pacts broken. Ancient promises ignored. The false king must pay.
Anyone else?
Stopped. Not by you. Not by the nature spirit. Look how the very mountain obeys me. Spirit of the volcano, send your avatars to destroy my enemies.
Defend yourself, Laurel friend.
Stop them, spirit. Do what you were summoned to do. want the same thing. An end to this stupid war, and something better than the Ruby Throne.
The spirit is too powerful. Once unleashed, it cannot be controlled.
Spirit of Mount Fire Song, lend me your strength. Give me the power to destroy my enemies. I am Lord Bacaro, the Ascendant Lord, the Druid King. Soon, the alliances will be nothing but cinders and ash.
He joined with the spirit. Now the volcano will follow its nature. It will explode. Over here, I will summon another wind vortex. Step into the wind before the lava consumes us. The spirit has been restrained for too many seasons. It wants to unleash the full power of the volcano. The False King is farther up the mountain. I will help in any way I can.
Oh yeah, that felt good. Don't mess with the street kid.
The False King is farther up the mountain. I will help in any way I can.
No more alliances. No more Ruby Throne. The era of the Ivy Throne begins now! Fire Song!
Destroy the shards and I will absorb your essence. to help you. Destroy the shards and I will absorb their essence. Of the regalia, false king! The spirit of Mount Firesong fled when the false king died. The volcano has no spirit to calm it now. The false king is gone, but so is the spirit of the mountain. Without a spirit to calm it, Mount Firesong's rage will continue unchecked. Perhaps, if the balance is restored, a new spirit must fill the void in Mount Firesong's heart. I will be. It means I will calm the volcano before it destroys the archipelago. Attempt to contain most of the damage to Ipholon. But I will need your help. Place the regalia to form a circle around me. Then command me to bind myself to the mountain. You are not the Druid King, but with the... I will remain, but I will be different. As the seed becomes a tree, I shall become the spirit of the mountain, and I will slumber, as will Mount Firesong. Now take the crown and the gauntlet and place them around me. Quickly, friend. Place the gauntlet and crown to form a ritual circle. Now free is the spirit of Mount Firesong. Now the volcano will be still. Goodbye, friend. And thank you.
I got everyone back to the ship before the volcano fully erupted. But even so, I'm surprised we're all still alive. Care to enlighten us about what happened inside Mount Firesong, dear? Free was able to contain all that power. They saved the archipelago, the Alliance leaders, all of us. But where's Free now? Why didn't they return with you? You said they took the place of the spirit. What does that mean? Oh, poor Free. Their sacrifice saved us all. I'll remember them fondly for that. And you're sure Lord Bacaro is defeated? Without their leader, his Ascendant Order should fade away. But what It's just as well. As long as the Druids remain divided, they aren't ready for a new king. And I'm not sure how Emmerich and the others would react to another royal in their midst. Well, talk to our friends, dear. Then we should return to Vastir.
That's a whale? The Gilded Blades handled themselves. That's...
I'm sorry we couldn't figure another way to get out of this. Free shouldn't have had all this death and destruction because Bacaro wanted to dig up some ancient Breton legacy. Don't be silly, of course I do.
I'm glad you were with Free inside the mountain, my friend. I'll never forget what they did to save us all. Free isn't gone, friend. They've just become something more. As a tree grows from... Whenever you want to see Free, just look toward Mount Firesong. They're a part of it now.
I hear there are fiery vents setting the inland forests ablaze.
out, everyone. Tamriel's best duo is back.
I slept easy knowing...
I thought our troubles were over after all the death and destruction, but...
Over here, my dear. Count Stefan and I have something for you. You're really making a habit out of saving the archipelago, and of aiding me. Thanks to you, we revealed Lord Bacaro as a traitor, saved the... Don't worry about them. Without a leader... We did well, dear. But the work is... While I returned, I'll let her give you the details. Druid Laura will tell you what she needs. Despite... I'll start by me.
Galen and the entire archipelago owe you a debt, my friend. You have my thanks.
The Druids will never forget what you and Free did to save us. Lady Arabelle said she could spare you, and I appreciate the help. Before Free was taken by Lord Bacaro, they gave me something. Told me what to do with it if they didn't return. I thought Free was that they weren't coming back. Free gave me a pouch of soil. They said it was special. That they prepared it as part of their purpose. You remember how Free would go on and on about that. They asked me to go to the overlook north of Glimmertarn, to sprinkle the soil from the pouch there. I made a promise, and I'd like you to fulfill it with me. Here, take the pouch of soil. There's a beautiful tree by...
This work never ends.
Places like this make me remember how small I am. You know, in the grand scale of things. Chests like that can be misleading, either full
That's
of
the
jewels
tree.
or full
Free
of
was
rotted
quite
fish.
fond of it. Go ahead and sprinkle the soil around its base. I thought for sure something would happen, but this is wonderful. Friend, let me tell you what Free has done. Did you see what happened, friend? What Free asked us to do with that pouch of soil? It's a miracle. Of course, after everything you've done for us, I still forget sometimes that you're not a druid. Free had us. It means that the sacred seeds aren't gone. That the Druid King's regalia will return. Someday. Until that trust has to start somewhere. But we still need to gather the elders and form a new Dreyfa. After that, I'll broach the subject. In the meantime, I'll commune with the tree, with the growing seeds. And I'll be here when they finally blossom. I think that's everything, my friend. Thanks again. Free made their... Oh.
I assure you, Lady Arabelle, I'm more committed than ever to the Society of the Steadfast's mission of peace.
I'm glad to hear you say that, Captain. Ah, good, you're back. Captain Marguerite and I were just having the most illuminating discussion, dear. Other than some misdirection at the end, Lord Bacaro never allowed his clandestine activities with the Ascendant Order to spill over. Yes, dear, I am. Captain Marguerite's reputation is impeccable, and I've begun to study their ledgers. Nothing is amiss. I'll get someone I trust to perform a thorough investigation, but the Society has done too much good to shut it down now. Just about. Preparations are underway at Old Flags Islet, but I have a task for you. I'd like you to invite Count Stefan, Druid Laurel, and Druid Ravana for the talks. I think Zaji and Casca should get to see the negotiations unfold, but to have them participate...
Blight it all. We have to find a way. Blight and damnation. Really? And just between what?
New leaders, and we still distrust the Fire Song.
The Fire Song are aware of our mistakes. We don't expect forgiveness, but I promise our next leader will have less.
Rogue knights, druid prophecies, erupting volcanoes. If it's not one thing, it's another. Surely the mainland doesn't have these kinds of problems. For us, a mainlander
Is all this bloodshed really the result of a druidic prophecy, Galfin?
I'm afraid so, Feda. Sometimes religious conviction can drive even the best of us to do terrible things.
Well, at least the Ascendant Lord has been defeated. And we found each other, Galfin. That's the sunlight breaking through the clouds.
Captain Marguerite was as good as her word. Get those supplies distributed at once.
Right away, Count Stefan.
Friend, welcome back to Castle Mornard. Lady Arabelle told me to trust Captain Marguerite, and so far so good. The Society of the Steadfast restarted their relief efforts, and things have been moving smoothly ever since. But what brings you back to Galen, friend? Does she now? And what role would a minor count play in discussions concerning the greater fate of all of Tamriel? No, forgive me, friend. It's just been a lot lately. Of course I'll attend. Is there anything Lady Arabelle needs of me? Ah, yes. After all this trouble, such a request isn't all that surprising. Very well. Tell Lady Arabelle Count Stefan shall attend the peace talks with a contingent of his finest knights at his side. Will that do? How my father ever accomplished anything with the constant parade of supplicants and requests, I'll never understand. Or Archdruid Revolve, for that matter. Now I know what it's like when everyone is constantly vying for a moment of your attention. No, it's not all that bad. Stressful, yes, but rewarding in its own way. You know, I really do like making decisions that help people. And I've even gotten the nobles and druids to sit down together. Once. Maybe my plans will work out after all.
Escape our sight, and soon we'll get our bite. And the contest begins. Our vessel rocks and spins with hook and net and spear. We reel our quarry near.
Make sure the Pounce is ready to sail the moment Queen Irene calls for us.
The Pounce is ready. I could use some quiet time for a change.
Maybe you spoke too soon, Casca. Look who it is. Always a pleasure, Five Claw, but you also tend to bring trouble to Zaji. And more work. So what is it this time? A Peryite cult? Vampire armies from deep underground, what? Zaji and Casca are invited? Well, as expected, of course. After all Zaji has done, it is only natural to want him there to observe, and to keep the Queen and the others safe. But Casca too, really? Oh, very well, if Lady Arabelle insists. Zaji and Casca will leave for the islet at once, and will bring along a few of the Pounce's crew. A little extra muscle never hurts, yes? There is always a chance, Five Claw. It may be very, very small. So small.
Friend, what a pleasant surprise. What brings you back here so soon, friend? Not another danger to the archipelago, I hope. I'm neither an elder nor an archdruid. Shouldn't Lady Arabelle invite one of them? I'm pleased that Lady Arabelle thought to include the druids of the archipelago in the peace talks. As you have seen, events on the mainland. Perhaps one day, but I'm much too young to be called an elder. Don't you agree?
You want to talk about something?
Over here, dear. I see everyone has arrived. Well done, dear. And I did... Oh, just the usual hemming and hawing. I just applied my natural charisma and threatened them with bodily harm. The leaders do want a word with you, though, if you're willing to indulge them.
Lord Bacaro a villain. Rogue knights collaborating with druids? And what was that about sea elves? This visit to the archipelago has been one... I've ignored the druids of the archipelago for too long. The few I've met over the years seem, well, quaint, eccentric. I thought their insistence on clinging to the ancient ways was harmless. The weirds of High Rock distanced themselves from politics, but the druids of old were a different breed. They used fearsome magic to rule. Why in oblivion not? I've been here this long. What's another few days? If the Breton legacy has a dark side, it also shows courage and commitment. If Irene and Ernskar are willing to talk, so am I. But I want... Oh, not about the whole Ascendant Lord and murder thing, but about finding someone other than one of us to sit on the throne. I can't imagine...
There you are, and the hero of the day again. I knew we weren't done with the Ascendant Order after the assault on All Flags Islet, but I never imagined it was Lord... That's what my father would expect, but I don't feel that I'm quite done here yet. Nothing in my instructions covers what's happened so far. I wouldn't say that. I came here to do a job, and I think it can still be done. I plan to send word to the Skull King. Tell him I'm staying, at least as long as Emmerich and Irene agree. Lord Bacaro may have deceived us, but peace is still... He won't be happy about the way Lord Bacaro manipulated him. But when I explain what happened here, and what you did, friend, he'll support my decision. He really is an excellent king, my father. But...
I like to think I'm not easily fooled. But not in 1,000 years would I have guessed that Lord Bacaro was the secret leader of the Ascendant Order. No. The revelation that these talks were merely part of the Ascendant Lord's plan to seize power makes it difficult. Bacaro wanted to prove his worth, Show us that by blood and circumstance, he was the best suited to take power. Instead, I think so, yes. I've come to believe that...
Your attention, please. Lady Arabelle requests that everyone join her in the reception hall. Friend, may we speak? Finally, we get a moment to ourselves. I did want to speak with you before Lady Arabelle gets on with the important... I wanted... Damn, this went better in my head. I've never been as good at speaking my mind as my father was, or Archdruid Raval. Now, he was an orator. Sorry, I'm babbling. Let me start over. Now, don't start with that sort of nonsense. Of course I need to thank you. You saved us all. What kind of count would I be? What sort of friend? If I didn't let you know how much what you've done for us... All right, I've taken up enough of your time. I know how eager Lady Arabelle is to get the peace talks underway. We'll talk...
Have I mentioned how much I detest Yes, I do. As we stand here today because of Lord Bacaro. What he brought together through the Society of the Steadfast, and what he tried to bring about as the Ascendant Lord. Instead of dividing us, instead of defeating and conquering us, he showed us what's possible when we work side by side. And through the courage and sacrifice of many of the people gathered here, as well as the nature spirit free, we persevered and won the day. Now to our royal guests, I say, let's recognize our friend, and then start the talks.
Our friend has performed above the call of duty. I name them Champion of the Covenant.
Not so fast, Emmerich. I name them Champion of the Dominion.
Then I name them Champion of the Pact.
Your Majesties, please. All of that would never fit on the medal. Let's just agree on Champion of the Alliances, shall we?
Oh, very well.
I can live with that.
If you insist.
Are we ready to begin, Your Majesties?
I suddenly feel extremely humble.
Well, gentlemen, shall we?
I suppose we shall. We did endure much to get to this point, after all.
I love a good fire. Reminds me of being a kid. Being hungry wasn't so bad when you were warm.
Try to spell out.
It's a rare sight to see, so many of the family returning home at the same time. Ah, you just missed Mirabelle. She was heading back to the sanctuary in such a hurry we barely had time to talk. I think she was on her way back from a scouting mission. Something to do with Count Carolus of Kvatch, as far as I could ascertain. Mirabelle mentioned she had to convince Astara, and then she was off, heading in the direction of the sanctuary. Spying, scouting, when you think about it, is there really any difference? Oh, I almost forgot. Astara was asking about you. I'd return to the sanctuary and see what the matron wants if I were you.
You've got a little blood. Right about there. Oh, I love Olcair Castle. Did you see the waterfall? Bubbles up from an underground river. Best place in the entire region to make a body disappear.
You're too close to this one, Mirabelle. Besides, the Speaker has already decided.
Too close? They killed Simbar, Astara. I'm going to be a part of this whether you give the command or not.
Assassin, it's time to collect a payment past due. Mirabelle's outburst doesn't concern you, Assassin. Focus on the task at hand. Count Carolus still owes us for the sacrament. He claimed to have information about the Black Dragon. Meet him at the ruins of Dossic. We're not sure, but that's where he requested to meet. He has a camp there which he's using for his own clandestine purposes. Before you go, talk to Mirabelle. She has information concerning the Count that could prove useful to you. Don't dawdle, Assassin. I gave you a job and I expect you to handle it. Curiosity isn't a trait I encourage, especially when it comes to matters inside the Sanctuary. Still, you'll find out soon enough, I'm sure. Mirabelle has allowed Tanick's injury and the deaths of Simbar and the others to make her emotional. The deaths hit her hard, especially Simbar's. She craves revenge, and it's making her anxious. Have you been so inundated with...
Astara just gave you my mission, didn't she? Well, I can't say I'm surprised. Did she? So I get to do all the work and you wind up with all the glory? I'm getting a little tired of sticking to the shadows all the time. I'm sorry. Was there something else you wanted from me? Excuse my attitude, but you have to understand. Simbar. Anyway, I've been hunting the Black Dragon, on my own. I got so close I could hear her voice, but I had to break off the hunt. I didn't want to wind up dead, you understand? Well, right. I suppose that sounds cowardly to you, our newest assassin. The pride and joy of the Matron and the Speaker both. Your blade never dulls, does it, assassin? Isn't it obvious? She thinks I've lost my perspective. That I'm too sad or angry or whatever to do the job I've done 100 times before. Just promise that you won't tell her. I appreciate your discretion. If this... One more thing.
Thank you.